Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm not doing a vlog, I'm doing like a story time makeup video. Yeah, long story short, I am an idol on hiatus. I debuted twice in 2 different groups, and I thought I'd just like go into it while I do my idol makeup, because I went to my agency the other day and I found my makeup bag. So let's do my makeup. I haven't done this in 5 months, so I'm really excited to do my makeup again and become an idol. Right, I don't know where to start, but I've already washed my face, so I'm gonna do my colored contacts first. I've always used colored contacts. I usually use grey or green or blue. I have blue, so I'll do some blue eyes today. I also always use Olens or Crumb or Christian. How I became an idol. It's exciting, isn't it? It's not that much of a big story because like it was pretty simple. But it started back in 2017. That's a lie. It started back in 2016 when I first discovered Blackpink and BTS, and that's like the first time in my life I felt like this is what I want to do. So thanks to BTS and Blackpink, I became an idol. They were like my biggest inspirations. Auditions started in 2017. I auditioned for a bunch of Korean companies, but because I was living in New Zealand at the time, there wasn't a lot of companies I was able to apply for because obviously, you know, we are in a foreign country. So it was really, difficult, but I was able to audition for one company, which I didn't get into. And then 2018, I went to I went to Japan, and I went to the KCON global auditions. You know how KCON has these like audition booths? So I attended that, and I actually passed that. I actually passed the audition, and I was actually in the 3rd or like final round or whatever. But I didn't actually go because I was in New Zealand and I went back to New Zealand because I was only in Japan for a holiday. But yeah, and it was also really bad timing because I had, my final exams and things, so going to Korea to become an idol didn't really seem like the right idea. I should graduate high school first is what I thought, and I stuck to it. So I went to Japan, and I started auditioning for a bunch of K-pop companies in Japan. I started auditioning for the big companies like SM and Big Hit. I actually did SM twice, and I also was invited to like a private SM audition, so I did that. And then I also did 3 Big Hit auditions. I did, a bunch of other ones as well. Obviously none of them turned out well, and I decided why not just stick to a Japanese company, because I'm in Japan, it makes sense to just do a Japanese company. So I auditioned for a Japanese company. Look at my little pouch. This is from Olive Young that I got when I went to Korea. I was gifted this actually because I spent so much at Olive Young, and I've been using this ever since. I'm looking for primer. Everything in here is so old and like used and abused. Okay, so the next part of the story is auditioning for Japanese companies. I was scouted multiple times in Shibuya and Harajuku. I was scouted multiple times by multiple different companies. The one company I did audition for, I got in straight away, and that is where my idol journey begins, I think. It's a pretty big agency, it's pretty well known as well. So I went there and I attended classes there, dance classes, vocal classes and everything, and I also made so many friends there, because I didn't have any friends in Tokyo at the time. All of my friends were from the agency, so I made so many friends and I was having the time of my life. And yeah, the teacher was amazing. She taught us so well and everything. But after a year, it was like, because of COVID and everything hit. So after a year, I kind of just left the agency and didn't renew my contract. So I left that big company and I was looking on the lookout for another agency. This other agency actually scouted me on the streets of Shibuya, and I actually went to their agency straight after to have a meeting with them and just talk. And I got in and I started training the very next day, and that was amazing. Look for concealer. This is concealer. This is concealer. Okay, this is concealer. Okay. So now that I'm in this new agency, it is amazing. That I made more friends here, I think, and it was so much fun. We had dance practice every 2-3 days. We had some sort of practice that we had to attend, and it was just so much fun in general. Like, I just loved being in this agency, and I just loved training with everyone, and everyone was so nice, everyone was so great. I mean, some were talented, not everyone was talented, some were talented, and it was just really fun in general. Then I sustained an injury. I got a back injury, and I couldn't attend class for like, I think it was a couple of months actually. It was for a while. I couldn't attend classes, and during that time, the agency actually moved buildings and moved to different places. After I got the okay from my doctors, I went to agency and was like, okay, I'm like okay to dance now. And they're like, okay, come back. And they're in a new building and everything, and everyone changed. All the trainees that I knew were gone, and I was like, oh my god, everyone left. And what the heck is going on? This agency that I was in the debut team before I had to leave for my injury. I was in the debut team, and we're a member of 5. I think they were aiming for a 7-member group, but we were 5 of us, and we were training together every single day, and it was just, you know, like, we just knew that we were the next to debut kind of thing. Boom, a new producer comes in and scraps our idea, scraps my group, and creates his own little group, and creates his new group. And so now we're out of the debut team. During this time I was in recovery, so I don't really know what was going on. But I kept getting messages from the other trainers being like, okay, like, there's like no way we're debuting next, because like the producers changed, like our producer's now gone, and everything's like, the whole agency was just having this big staff member change, and it was just not that very nice. I returned to the agency after I recovered, and yeah, everything was different. There was different trainees. Every single trainee that I knew was gone except for maybe 1 or 2, and the staff changed, management changed. It was just random. It was just a random group of people now. But anyways, long story short, I debuted in the agency as a 5-member boy group called Xenoverse. We are still friends till this day. We still hang out with each other. We still keep in contact with each other as well, so we're very happy about this lineup that we had. We debuted but unfortunately we were only active for 2.5 months because our management changed once again. Yeah. Management is a big thing in this idol industry, isn't it? As soon as the management changes, everything changes, and it's just not that quick. Next step is my messed up Maybelline Dewy Plus Smooth foundation. Now that I'm not in a group anymore after 2.5 months, I get a message from a member of my current group, DATTE. They were like, hi, do you want to join DATTE instead? And I was like, I really wanted to continue doing idols. I was like, I will have a think about it. And I went to one of their shows, and I was like, okay, this is actually kind of fun. Like, I kind of want to do it. It was different from what I'm used to doing. It was more, we were doing more hip-hop, more pop music with my Xenoverse group, but with DATTE it's more rock and definitely not the genre that I used to. So I joined DATTE literally a month after we disbanded. I joined DATTE and I started training with my DATTE members. I was scared. I was like, what the heck am I doing? I didn't really know what I was doing. So, and I was really scared in general. I was like, what if I don't get along with my members? What if, I really don't like what I'm doing? I was just going through all of these, thoughts, thinking about all of these things that could go wrong because I'm so new to this group. But I mean, we became best friends in the end, but at the time I was so scared. Next is my eyes. This is the Clear Pro Eye Palette Coral Talk. I obviously use, you can tell by looking at the palette which colors I use the most. Yes, okay, let's start with this. And now the part of when I debuted as a member of DATTE. So DATTE is a group that's been active for quite some time and that had multiple lined up changes. At the time when I joined, they were a 3-member group, and October 1st was my debut with 4 other members. So we debuted as a 7-member group on October 1st, 2022. It was great. Everything was going well until December of that exact same year. So 2 months later, I catch a cold. And it's not just a cold at this point. It was bad. I got a cold in December, and it was bad. I had very high fevers. It was probably like influenza at this point. I didn't go to hospital to check because I couldn't. I couldn't move, so I couldn't get myself together to go to the hospital to get checked up. But I was just dying in my bed. But then we had a show in Osaka, so I really wanted to go to that one. I didn't want to miss out on the first Osaka show. So I was like, I have to go to the Osaka show and I'll just get better. I was sick for a full week, and the day before I leave to Osaka, I'm okay, I'm fine, okay, my fever's gone, everything's great. But then, that night at around 3 in the morning, I have these sharp pains in my heart area, this area, chest, and I just had these sharp pains and it really, really hurt. And I was like, what the heck is happening? Am I having some heart attack? What is this? I don't know what this is. I panic, call my mom, who lives in New Zealand. So at the time, it must have been 3, so it must have been 7 for my mom. And I was like, Mom, what the hell is going on? I don't get it. My heart is so sore. Do I go to hospital? What do I do? And I was just in this panic. But then, I don't know, I think my mom calmed me down a bit, and then the pain kind of went away, and I was like, okay, cool. I was catching a flight to Osaka by myself. And so I go to the airport, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Got on the plane, everything's fine. Mid-flight, the pain comes back again, and I'm like, what the heck is going on with this pain? The pain was more intense this time. The pain came, it was sharp, but it was for much longer, and it was much more intense, and it was just unbearable. I go to hospital. It turns out it was oh my god, what's it called? I forgot what it's called, but it's when your ribcage cartilage gets inflamed and swells up. That's what I got. And so every time you breathe, it hurts. Every time you lie down, it hurts. Every time you talk, it hurts. Every time you laugh, it hurts. It just hurts. I still went up on stage and danced and sung on stage, even in my excruciating pain, which I really shouldn't have done. Because after that, after we had 2 days in Osaka, so I had 4 shows in total in Osaka with this pain. Come back to Tokyo, and boom, I'm sick again. This time, with this thing, it hurt, and it was just bad. So I was on hiatus. After that, I was put on break, and I was not allowed to perform. And yeah, makes sense. My agency does these like yearly Happy New Year lives shows with like the whole entire agency. So I was like, I really want to attend that. I really want to do that. I'm feeling better, so I will attend, kind of thing. And I attended, and I did 2 shows, and it was great. Everything was good. I had a little trip with my family, so I'm gonna go on the trip. This trip's going smoothly until the very last day. I get, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. I had inflammation in my large intestines, and I had to go to hospital ASAP. Apparently it was really bad. I don't really know the severity of it, but according to my doctor, it was bad. And it could have been worse. So I'm glad I'm in hospital. I ended up being hospitalized 14 days, and I was on break for another 1.5 months after that. And I really thought my idol career was over. I was like, I was sick for 2 months. Like, I don't think I should be doing this, you know. But I continued, and it made a lovely thing. So after being hospitalized and being on break for 1.5 months, I'm finally back as an idol, and I'm happy, I'm great. I think my eyes are actually done. I bet you're wondering, now what am I doing, you know? So DATTE, we were active. Well, for me, I was active for a year and November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 9 months. A year and 9 months we were active. After a year, we gradually lost members due to contracts. So we became Xenoverse 7, and then we became 6, and then 5, and then 4. And then we finished. We did our last show as DATTE as a 4-member, and the 3 others left, leaving just me, and I became the only DATTE member remaining, and we're gonna be on hiatus indefinitely. Next, I think is one of the most important things for me. That's my board. I loved my group. DATTE. We did so much together. We had so many trips to Osaka, Nagoya. We've been to Fukuoka, Sendai, and Hiroshima, and Kyoto. We went to so many different places. Kobe, and Nara. You know, we traveled a lot together as a group, and it was really fun. And I really enjoyed the time as a 7-member group. I think 7 members was our peak, and then 4-member was also another peak. But we are all doing our own separate things now, and you know, I'm always gonna be there for all of my members to support them in whatever they're doing. Ta-da! Look at that! My idol makeup's done. What now, right? I know, I don't actually know what's happening for now. I still go to my agency, go to practice. Hopefully, maybe something happens next year, early next year. Maybe something might happen. Don't know. Don't get your hopes up. I'm not getting hopes up either. But who knows? I might not do idol ever again, and I might just stop working. You never know. You never know what life's gonna bring. Anyways, that is the end of my makeup. This is what I look like usually when I do a show. I was gonna wear like my stage outfit, but I completely forgot to. That is the end. Hope you guys enjoyed my little story time of how I became an idol and like my idol's journey and my story and everything. Whilst I did my makeup, I didn't really talk about my makeup at all, but I'm sure you were able to observe and see what I do. Yes, anyways, that is the end of this week's video. I will see you next week with another video, probably a vlog. Bye-bye. Oh, if you have any questions, please leave them down below. Yeah, I will get back to you. Alright, see ya. Bye.